of my life, living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life. Living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The best day of my life, best day of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best day of my life, best day of my life. Watch it shimmer, all the glitter turns to gold. What a picture, see the future now unfold. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life. Living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life, living the best day of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best day of my life, best day of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best day of my life, best day of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
New day coming, got my soul running. Look to bluer skies. Heartbeat drumming, got my blood humming. Feels like I'm a fly. I'm ready for it. I see the clouds breaking over my head, ground shaking under my feet. I got the sun shining on every step, dancing down every street. Yeah, it feels good to be me. Yeah, it feels good to be me. It feels good to be me. Ain't no worries, I don't gotta hurry. Kiss those cares goodbye. Hello, freedom, live what I'm dreaming. On a time to be alive. Get ready for it. I see the clouds breaking over my head, ground shaking under my feet. I got the sun shining on every step, dancing down every street. Yeah, it feels good to be me. Yeah, it feels good to be me. Get free, free, do what you do, run and be what you please. Get free, free, move and move, run and be what you please. Get free, free, do what you do, run and be what you please. Get free, free, move and move, run and be what you please. I see the clouds breaking over my head, ground shaking under my feet. I got the sun shining on every step,
Follow me.
Here we are, my friends, live in person. I like the in-studio audience effect. This is good.
Live on location. I love it.
All right. Okay, I said we have a live studio audience, but it sounds like we don't. Okay, good. Just to confirm, there are people here, my friends.
What we need to have is one of those signs that says applause and laughter and so on. That's what we need.
Just like a laugh track?
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff. My friends, we got lots that we're going to be covering today, and we have a couple of guest speakers jumping on as well. So as long as the tech and the internet worlds work, we're going to have a good time. We're always going to have a good time. Glenn McQueenie being one of them. Tell us a little bit about Glenn.
Glenn McQueenie is a owner operator of a few Keller Williams. He's one of the best trainers in Canada, and he's known for just his trainings that he's done. He's going to be coming on with us later on today just to talk about the economy, the current market, what we can do to take advantage of this market, because we know Christmas is coming. A lot of us are starting to take our foot off the gas, but if everyone does that, what happens to the market and how do we gain our competitive edge during this time? So that is some of the stuff that Glenn will be covering.
Excellent. And we do live on location. We've got Jonathan and his team dialing in. They're actually at Treb this morning at a conference to learn our favorite topic. Tressa, that's right, yeah. Tressa. So they're going to be dialing in as well and talking to us pretty much the news as it happens. I hope he has like one of those big mics and there's wind blowing on the side of his face and everything. That's probably a different reporting method though. My friends, this is what I like. I like the fact that we're in person again and online. I remember during our last team meeting, where it was the first time we've done a meeting like this in person and online, a hybrid one. I pressed stop on the live stream, and the first comment was, "This is amazing." And about 5 minutes later, this was the next comment. After that 5 minutes, "This is the best part of the meeting." Not the fact that it was over, but I'll take it. It was the networking and the interaction, and I know a few of those agents that talked about that was they started sharing what listings they had with each other. Of course, you start sharing some of the struggles that you have with the market right now, yes. and it brought me back to a memory. I remember about 6 or 7 years ago. You and I and a few others would do that after team meetings. Let's just get together, right?
We do that. And it's funny because, look, for instance, as we were setting up.
Come a little closer to me. It's okay, we're friends. Okay. Just make sure you're in the camera.
As we were setting up, Mike walked in as we were setting up, and we had close to an hour of conversation about the market, the economy, about real estate, about life. I wish we were mic'd up.
Yeah.
So that everyone can just be a part of that conversation, because there were some great nuggets that were a part of that. If we were doing this online, there's no way we would have had that.
Yeah, exactly. The networking piece is good, and it's important that you continue to connect and network. And we're going to share, okay, things are working good so far. This is excellent. Of course, we should talk about our mission. Colin, take this slide for us.
To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. That's our mission.
There you go. And our vision out of that is to be the real estate company of choice for our agents and their or your customers, clients.
And the value that we go by here at Keller Williams, it's God first, family, and then business.
Excellent. And our beliefs, we know these. We've been seeing these. They're on the wall as we walk in.
Yeah.
Win, win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Our commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand ideas before results. I feel like that's so important right now.
Yes.
Teamwork, of course, trust, equity, and success results through other people, through people.
Yep.
Good. We should probably welcome a few people that have just joined KW, Orlando Thompson. Absolutely. Jeff Chong and Mark Carwin, congrats to you. Welcome, welcome. Yes, people can clap. Yes. See, we are live. We do have people here. Excellent. Actually, just to prove we have people here, everyone turn around to the back corner and wave. Back corner over there. Yeah. Excellent. This is good. This is fun. Good stuff. You're like, Gary, why did you do that? Why? I don't want to be on camera. We've talked about this. Glenn McQueenie, family reunion update, course Tressa update, little seller lead ideas. So what we're going to do is, last month, Jen and I talked about some buyer lead ideas, and we're going to email you the seller lead ideas. 99% of sellers are what? Buyers. Or confused.
I was going with confused.
Yeah, we know that. We're actually going to talk about that in our mortgage update and the market mashup, which is really what you, me, and Mike Volpe were talking about.
Yeah.
And I've got some stats, and we're going to kind of, you know me, I'm the glass is half full. It might feel like the glass is less than half full or being poured out or emptied right now, but there's some opportunities that we're going to pull out from that for sure. Our mission moment. This is good. Take it away. Okay, so our mission moment. This is where every month we get to highlight one of our agents, our colleagues, our friends, in the sense that, hey, they've gone above and perhaps. Yes, Glenn's coming in. I got you, Glenn. We'll see you there in the green room. Highlighting one of our agents, and when we ask them to do certain things, they don't do it just because they're asked. They do it for the love of the company, and they want to see our company grow. And one of the cool things was I remember the conversation. In fact, we were at our September team meeting, and I said to Jen, we need to have better exposure online. How does that happen?
Yep.
And she goes, I know what to do with that. And Jen reached out to one of our favorites, and this month we're going to highlight Christina Asiano. And here's the cool part. And she's here. So here's what Jen asked her to do. Can you take over our Instagram page? And that was almost all she said. And she came back to us with outstanding ideas and vision for it, and you can see it right now. She's been implementing all that, so thank you so much, Christina. It means a lot to us, and it also means a lot to your colleagues as well, because it's not only exposure, but it's our message.
Absolutely.
Right? It's what we want other people to learn about us and to know about our company, and it's really, really important. And if you're not following it, my friends, you should be. You need to be. There it is right there. Make sure you're following our Instagram page. Take ideas from it. Put them on your Instagram page, all sorts of different things. And one of the cool things about this as well is not only that, but one of our call coordinators came and said, how can I contribute and add more value?
Yeah.
And she actually had her answer. And here's what Sandra out of Aurora is going to be doing for a lot of us, is taking our listings and helping to promote our listings on that same page and Facebook page, because exposure, we always say, when I do my listing presentation, I know you do the same thing. You never know where somebody's going to see your home for sale,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So Sandra is going to be taking that on out of Aurora, and you'll start to see more posts like this for your listings. If you wonder where they came from, thanks, Sandra out of Aurora. Christina, thank you so much. Continued awesome work. I love it. I love it. Good
Before
stuff.
you go off on that, next time any of you are in Aurora and you see Sandra, please thank her on behalf of every one of our agent partners, because this is someone who's working front desk, and she basically said, I have an idea. How can we make this better? Love what Christina is doing. How do we up that? How do we add more? And this is something that she came up with. So we might look at it to see, okay, why is Gary's listing on the Facebook page and my listing is not on? We're coming up with a criteria with just listings that we need to give more exposure to. So it might be a listing out there that has been on the market, I'm ashamed to say it, 90 days, because that's the reality we're in now. So we're going to look at most days of market. That's how we're going to start promoting it and just working our way down. The truth is, you don't ever want to see your listed promoted here. But the goal is for us to just highlight listings that are somewhat stale. There haven't been a lot of showings happening. How do we just put it out there to get more clients in? So next time you see her, please give her a thumbs up.
Excellent, excellent. Whoa, look at that. Okay, you take this for a second, and I'm going to get Glenn all sorted out here.
Okay.
And you start to introduce Glenn as we go there.
Like
Glenn,
I mentioned, Glenn is one of the top speakers and trainers across Canada and in the Keller Williams world. He was recently in a room with one of the founders of Keller Williams, Joe Williams, and just a summary of that conversation is what Glenn will be sharing with our market center here today. So Glenn is usually a big deal. So when he comes up, let's just recognize him for that. You
Glenn.
can smile now, Glenn.
welcome aboard, my friend.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Can I share my PowerPoint with you? Is that possible?
Yeah, let's try that. Go ahead.
Volume.
Just get this here.
I'm still seeing you, Glenn.
Well, Glenn's going to sing for us. This will be great.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's pulling up when I go to share the screen. So that'll be fun. Okay, so let me just, unless you can give me permissions or whatever we can do.
Give us a second there, Glenn. Let's just try to see if we can work behind this.
It's not coming up on my side, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What if we email?
If you want, do you want me to email this to somebody quickly? I can do that really
that
fast
work?
while I'm talking.
You can try and email it to me.
Okay. I think your email is big deal at something.
Yeah. Big deal at I'mTheBest.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your email address, Gary? Just give it to me.
GM at kwrealtycenters.com.
Okay, let's see if we can do this, and I'll send it right over to you. Okay, it's on its way.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
go ahead
while
while
we're
we're
waiting.
going to start pulling it up, Glenn.
Okay.
You see it there.
So while we're waiting for the first slide, I'll just tell you what it is. And just looking forward to 2024, you're going to be in one of two mindsets right now. You're either planning to have your best year ever in 2024, or you're planning to get out of the business. And I hope you're not planning to get out of the business, because I think now is probably one of the best opportunities ever to grow your market share, to double your income, to make more money. And it might not feel like it, because the business is a little bit harder than it used to be. You know, the fish are no longer jumping in the boat. You have to actually go and fish. But this is also a great opportunity for you to get market share, because over the last couple of years, it's been very difficult because everybody was doing so well. And what you're going to find now is just this big trend towards high-skilled agents. And the more you can sharpen your skills, and I'm going to share some of the things that you should be doing next year, I think that you should be able to set yourself up for the best year ever. So you let me know when that PowerPoint's up there, and then I'll...
It hasn't come through as yet.
Oh, okay. So why don't I just read from mine, okay? I was
Yes,
going to show it
go
to
right
you.
ahead.
When it comes through, you let me know. But Joe Williams basically said, we had a private meeting with him where we were down in Texas, and he said, listen, here's what I've learned.
Hmm?
2024. He said the first one is, what's their why? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you in this business, right? And once you get clear on your why, sorry, have you got it up there now?
No, sorry.
Okay, let's just forget about it. I'll just chat. So, yeah, where's your why? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you in this business? I would hope it's to get more freedom of money, which will give you more freedom of time, and which, more importantly, will give you more freedom of relationships with the people you really care about. And at some point in your life, it'll give you freedom of legacy. Why were you born? Why were you here? What do you want people saying about you when you're gone? The second thing he said is they just have to know contracts and they have to know industry knowledge, which includes, days on market in your local area, what's going on, where they think interest rates are going. You don't have to become an economist, but you have to have more confidence in the economy than your clients do, because in scary times like this, people are looking at you for leadership and clarity, and also relationship. The third thing he said is everyone's got to get 201 contacts in their database. We're so lucky at Keller Williams that all the analytics, and we can look at everyone's database now through Command, and they're basically saying if you got 201 contacts, pretty good chance in the US of making 125, which is the equivalent of making about 220 in Canada. So if you don't have 201 contacts in Command right now, I probably wouldn't do anything else. That would be my goal for the next couple of weeks, is get 201 contacts. And not only do you get them in there, but I would call them and I would simply ask two questions. I would say, hey, just drove by your house the other day, was thinking about you, and I just want to know how you doing. How are you? And they're going to tell you. And then the second question is, how's your home? And they're probably going to fill your bucket like, oh, we love it. It was so amazing. Thank you so much. And 5% of the time, they're going to say the toilet's broken or something, and you could fix that in no time. But right now, when we have half the volume going on, we're going to have a lot of hungry agents who are going to be coming after your database. I have teams in our office who are door knocking. They've never door knocked. They're reaching out to more people. They're tripling the number of contacts. So they're coming after your database. And now is just a great time for you to build a nice moat around that to protect it, because we know that if you look at all the top agents in your office, I'll guarantee you 95% of them are getting their business from their sphere of influence, their past clients, and referrals. So get 201 contacts as quickly as you can. And then number 4 is you just have to understand the economic model of Keller Williams, which is usually through business planning. I'm sure you're doing it, or someone can teach it really quickly. But you just have to understand, build an economic model where your business is going to come from. Then what's my lead gen model to go with it? Then continually tell people how smart you are by the value you bring. And I don't mean go around telling people you're smart. I just mean by increasing the amount of value we give to people, people will go, I've really got to work with you. So here's just a couple of key points that I think should be your core focus for 2024. So number 1 is, in this market, you need to find buyer buyers and seller sellers. And buyer buyers are someone who's got to do something, and a seller has to do something. A buyer is anyone who might buy. A seller, they may sell if they get the perfect price. But this is just about finding the motivated. And the only way to do that is you just need to have more contacts. You just got to talk to more people, kiss more frogs. And those contacts will then turn into booked appointments. And those booked appointments, if you're lucky, about 75% of the time, it's going to turn into a contract. And then every contract you sign, hopefully 75% of the time, will turn into a firm deal that you safely guide to closing and then collect the money. But the real goal here is to have a service standard that's so great that everyone you work with feels compelled to refer somebody to you, because we know that referrals are really the gold in the business. So I would just suggest that in 2024, your whole core focus is, who are people who have to do something in the next 30, 60, or 90 days. And the people who really need to have to do something right now are probably people going through divorces, or there's a death, or there's new dependents and they're moving because of kids, or they're downsizing or they've been redeployed and transferred somewhere else. So I would just focus on the people who really have to move. And that would be my core focus for 2024. And then on the PowerPoints that I sent, so hopefully at some point you'll be able to pull them up and you could send them out to all your agents. One slide just says, what do you do to run your business? And we just tried to narrow it down to be as simple as possible. And that's just, I have to make buyer and listing presentations. I have to show houses. I have to do the pre-listing work. I have to do, the photos, the video. I have to market my listings. I have to write contracts, negotiate them. I got to be in compliance. I got to track my money, attend training. That's what you do to kind of run your business in 2024. And then what do you do to grow your business is the second big thing. And I would say number one has got to be database engagement. You've just got to get back to your database. You can go after for sale by owners. I think one of the great approaches a lot of our agents are using right now is they're calling up for sale by owners when they can find them and just offering to do an open house for them and saying, and most FSBOs are like, well, why would I do that? And it's like, listen, I work in this area. If anybody comes into your home that I'm doing an open house and wants to buy from you, you can take them. I'll just send them right over to you. But it also gives me an opportunity to pick up other clients who don't want your house. And I think it's just a win-win. And what we found when our agents are doing that is after about 3 or 4 weeks of doing open houses, they usually get the listing because they came from contribution first instead of like screaming at them like every other agent says, you're a loser for being a for sale by owner, don't you realize? So it's just being different, obviously doing open houses, client events, seminars, pop buys, your social ads, pay-per-click, farming, newsletters. Reverse bolds seem to be one of the top lead generation activity right now, where you buy a pair of Raptors tickets and next Friday you ask everybody to call in, and the 50 people call you, you get to talk to 50 past clients, and one person wins the tickets. So I think there's just some basics when you strip everything away of what you need to do to run the business and then grow it. And then the last two things I would say is what we do know right now, and you've heard about the 80-20 rule. There's also an 80-20 rule inside of your every deal you did last year. And if you really look at all the deals you did, I'll guarantee you that 20% of your clients gave you 200% of your profits last year. Not your revenue, your profits. And the other 80% you might have broke even or even lost money on. So it's focusing on who's my top 20 of my clients. And I guess the last thing I would say to you is, and I just created this program yesterday, and I'm calling it the competition-free zones in real estate. What are the places in the your real estate market where there isn't as much competition? Like, what's the niche market you could go into where no one else is? There's just not a lot of competition. Like, if you're working with investors, well, a lot of agents work with investors. If you're, just working with first-time buyers, well, great, but everyone's doing that. So where is there not much competition? Like, is there a freehold townhouse complex that's under 5 years old because we know they turn over at about 20% a year, where there's no dominant agent right now, where you could just go in and that could be your competition-free zone, because the big money next year is going to be made on the move-ups. I'll sell your townhouse, move you up to another property. Because all you're looking for is anywhere where there's no competition. And another example would be dealing with divorces. There are some agents in your marketplace who have relationships with a lot of the divorce lawyers, and they're getting all the business, and you don't even know about it because they've found their competition-free zone. There's people getting power sales right now it's competition-free right now. Won't always be, but it is competition-free. So I would just say to you that I think in 2024, my best advice to you is don't go where everyone else is going. That's like you're just a commodity. Everyone's chasing it. Go into your next competition-free zone where you don't have it. And I'll leave you with this one final thought. according to RE Datum, the statistics that tracks every one of your deals, what we can track, they said there was 183,000 transactions last year. Great. There's 75,000 agents on the Toronto Real Estate Board. 40,000 of them did not do one transaction. So that leaves 35,000. Of the 35,000, 12,750 did one deal, 7,620 did two, and about 4,800 did three. So now we're down to about 13,000, 14,000 agents who are making enough money to live. But here's the crazy stat that I saw is the top 20% of the agents are doing 83,000 deals. The bottom 80% are doing 100,000. So it's all divided down there. But the top 1% of the agents did 24,000 transactions out of the 183,000. And it's because they've learned at scale that they can dominate a market. So you've got half the agents not doing anything, a couple doing one or two or three. And then that means if you want to get out and work in 2024, you can just walk by all of your competition. You're going to see more people getting out of the business. Go find your niche market, go find your competition free zone, and then just go kill it in 2024. So there you go. Thanks for having me.
Wow, Glenn, thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate that. I don't know if you can hear the applause in the background. They're all for you, so thank you very much. As you were talking, I was taking notes, and I love what you said. A lot of hungry agents are coming after your database. It's just a quick reminder for us to go back to basic. Everything that you're mentioning here, I'm sure we've heard it before. And it's a quick reminder of someone who's been in the industry for some time now and have seen different markets to say, just go back after your database. Build a moat around your database. Most of the 1% of those agents who are successful on TREB right now, most of their businesses are coming from their sphere of influence, past clients, and referrals. What else did I write here? There were so much nuggets here. What else you got, Gare?
I like the competition free.
Okay.
I don't want to compete against anybody, but if I must,
Yeah.
I will. But I mean, let's be honest. Like, we have circles of friends or groups or things that we do or every week that perhaps if we just look at it a little bit differently, there might not be another realtor in that group or what have you. So not to say every friendship needs to lead to business, but what Glenn said as well is show your smartness by what?
Adding value.
There you go. Yeah,
adding
good.
value.
That was
Show
right
how
on
smart
cue.
you. I know. So just that was just powerful. Glenn, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you jumping on the call.
Can I
with
just
us.
add one more thing before we run?
Absolutely.
One of our agents did 9 transactions last year from his baseball team. And we had a meeting and he said, well, Glenn, how can I double my income in 2024? And I was like, join 2 more baseball teams. See, that's his competition-free zone. Do you understand? Like, you all have them. You just don't realize it because you're trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, just be something to someone, and they'll refer similar, like-minded people to you. And you know what it's like when you go in your runs and you work with the same types of people all the time. That's a competition-free zone, and that's what I wish for all of you in 2024. So.
Very powerful, my friend. Thank you so much.
See you. Have a great day.
See you. Take care. Bye. Teams, because a lot of us will think, what else could he do? Oh, talk to more people, but this is something that this person has mastered. So there you go.
I like it. And I think I've shared this story in the past. I play soccer every Wednesday night with my boys, and they know that I'm a realtor. And you know what I do at the end of every season? I just go out and buy like 3 or 4 huge party-sized pizzas. We all have drinks in the parking lot like every other team does. And I just say to them, just remember who your realtor is, and that's all I need to say. For the next 365 days, they're calling me, they're messaging me, and it's just those simple little kind of like pop by, events that you can have, right? you're not out there saying I'm a realty, I don't have banners up or anything like that, but just something simple, right? Look for those simple things. Good stuff.
But even in addition to what Glenn said, here is an opportunity where we can talk more to our database, because so much uncertainty is out there, and they're looking to us as professionals just to be that voice of reason. So it's just to add value. It's, hey, Susie, I was in the neighborhood, just wanted to drop by, see how you're doing. I know this is what is happening in the market, just wanted to share that with you. We continue to add value there. We show how important we are, and they'll remember us.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, moving on. We got a little message
Yep.
from our president of KWRI, Mr. Mark King, and family reunion update.
Hello, Keller Williams. I'm Mark King, president of Keller Williams Realty International, and holiday season is right around the corner. Happy November. That means now is the time to lean in, charge the storm, and make as much progress as you possibly can before people get lost in football games and family gatherings. And even when your contacts begin to be harder to reach, you can still put effort toward ensuring you're in a great position to have an amazing 2024. We invite you to attend Family Reunion. We have about 8,000 tickets already sold and some amazing speakers about to be announced. And I know that November is just the beginning, but on behalf of myself and all of KWRI, we want to tell you how incredibly thankful we are to be in business with you and for how amazing all of you are. Have a great November, Keller Williams.
Family reunion this February. It's going to be epic. Just with pre-registration alone, I think this is the highest we've had so far, with 8,000 registers just before the beginning of November. Usually we're sitting at around 5,000, and with Mel Robbins being there as one of our speakers, obviously Tony Robbins is going to be there. It's rare to get a Tony to speak at one of these events. I am stoked about it. This is going to be exciting. I know because it's Vegas, a lot of people are bringing their friends and family to a family reunion as well. So it's going to be a great event. If you haven't signed up as yet, please do. I remember having a conversation with Megan earlier this year, and I said, Megan, I'm just looking at your numbers, and your numbers are just through the roof. What have you been doing? She said, Colin, I went to family reunion, and I just came back and I implemented one thing. And that one thing led to 6 or 7 deals within a couple of months. So that is the power of family reunion. You're not just going there to mingle and socialize with your colleagues. Of course, that is going to be great. But if you can take one thing away from that and you implement it in your business, that's a difference. That can be anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 difference in your business by you investing $2,500, including accommodation and stuff. So there you go. That's my soapbox on family reunion.
Go. I think there's at least half of us in the room that have been before. Yeah, hands up. Yeah. I'm seeing. Yeah, for sure. Would you go again?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Apart from having babies, are you going in February? Excellent.
Stevie is very upset.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to Vegas last time for COVID, and now this baby dream.
This baby. This will be the coolest and best baby ever. However, yeah, go to family reunion. I mean, that's the easiest way to experience it.
Of
You
course.
can't experience it through our stories or anybody else. You have to experience it for yourself.
Yes.
Vegas was the first one I went to. Really? Yeah, I have some good shots of you staring into nothing, which is
Yes,
awesome.
I was taking a photo of Mickey.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Jonathan, I'm going to give you the heads up to give you, let you know that you're coming on in just a second. But as I mentioned, Jonathan and Gail and Darren are down at Treb this morning and learning more about Tressa and how it's going to affect our business, because it will affect the way we do things. But instead of worrying about it. Better to be prepared for it and come out of the gate knowing and having knowledge, and what what our clients always seek is value and knowledge. And the fact that if we get educated from Jonathan and his team, it just helps in knowing what to say to our clients, right? And that, my friends. Jonathan, I'm going to give you the heads up there. You give me the thumbs up if you're ready. Yeah, we're all good.
Looks like he's ready. All
Looks like he's ready, and we're going to see if we can make this happen. Yes, my friends, how are you?
Live on location.
Hi, everybody. Looks like it's slow here behind. We have Darren here, and we have Gail here, and we have the team at Treb learning about Tressa and Tressa Form. So I just want to let you know that, first of all, I'm not having kids. Secondly, I'm a family reunion. Both of them, I am very close to convincing both of them to come to family reunion.
Sweet.
I want to show you this. This is
There's such a delay.
the forms for the new Tressa 2020. We just gone through 2 hours of Tressa forms, and we have your back. We may be confused, but at the end of the day, you will not be. We are going to reconvene together. We're going to have.
I'm glad you said it.
Then we're going to be presenting to you along with all the forms that we're going to be using, so that everything will be clear as far as our brokerage is concerned in dealing with our clients and with other brokerages. At the moment, that's all I get to say, because both of these guys and myself were really hungry, and we're going to take off, but however, we got your back. Gary, you want to just flip on to what Gail had sent you for our compliance? Thank you, guys. I'm not sure if I'm still on, but I'm going to get Gary back online. Thank you, Gary.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. Okay. Tressa. Tressa is a good thing, because when rules, here's the thing. It's just like mortgage rules or whatever it is. When rules change, there's always opportunity. Let's be the brokers. Let's be the people and the professionals that take advantage of that opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, there's a few things in here that Gail and the team wanted me and Colin to address from a compliance piece, and when the team sends us reminders like this, it's because obviously we are in a brokerage where we're still doing lots of transactions, and we just want to fine tune and expedite the way you get paid. Does that make sense? So Gail wants us to just, on the mutual release, you can see here, if we are on the listing side, make sure all parties, including cooperating broker has signed before sending to our broker for final signature. And of course, you can see the information there on where to send it. Send it is so easy. You have a mutual release, you need Jonathan's signature. Do it through DocuSign or Authentisign, app of your choice. He gets it, and typically within moments of him getting it, he signed it. Yeah. You can be courteous to send him a little message, a little text. I've sent a mutual release, and he'll get right on it and sign it. But I've had him come back so fast. It's good. Uploading documents. Remember, separate the documents, because sometimes when we get our documents, especially an APS, it's one big long file of 15 or 16 pages. It just helps our team process it much faster. It's really easy to do that. I know there's a couple of years ago, Jen created some how-to videos on how to make that happen if you're unsure, and we can make sure you're directed to that for sure. Signing authority for corporations. This is actually a big one, because we have to make sure that the appropriate signee is signing the documents. Corporate clients and customers must include proof of signing authority, which is your articles of incorporation, or a letter of the company letterhead indicating signing authority. I know, like you, whenever you're working with a corporation, the first thing when it gets to signing paperwork, almost one of the first questions is, please send me the articles of incorporation. It sounds so fancy, but everyone has it, and they'll email it to you. It's information that you as a realtor has to have. Good stuff. Double-ended transactions. Who doesn't love a double-ended good transaction? I do. Okay. Of course, we require each side of the transaction to have a separate entry into Command, because it is two transactions. We're thinking of it like one. We're realtors. We get it. For all of our systems and even TREB, it is two transactions, okay? And it just helps with the deficiencies and everything else like that. Command, yes, okay, this is good. There's a few ways that the team downstairs is expediting some of the forms that we currently sign, like your open trays. Everyone, we love signing open trays. What do we love more? Signing closed trays, right?
Trades, yes, that's where the money is.
That's where the money is. You will now, most of the time, I say most of the time, only be required to sign the open trade. You won't have to be signing the closed trade unless something has changed with the transaction itself. So one piece of paperwork less than before. So we're always looking for ways to improve that. And of course, it helps our office staff downstairs, because that's just one extra step. It might be one more page, but think about the number of steps that one document has to go through. So these things are good. Jonathan and the team are always looking at ways to create efficiencies. So of course, we can get paid faster. It's all good. Okay, we're good. Thank you, Jonathan and team, for doing all that. Appreciate that, Gail and Darren. Excellent stuff. Okay, Colin.
All right. So last month we handed out, we discussed the buyer leads generation playbook. This today is, now we're just talking about the seller leads playbook, and this is something that we've pulled together based on ClickFunnels and so on. And this is something we're going to be sending out to the brokerage by email tomorrow.
This afternoon it'll be
Okay.
sent out. Yep.
There we go, updated information. It's going to be sent out today to all of our realtor partners, so you will receive a copy of this as well.
And within that, it gives us parameters on how to deepen or create relationships. More importantly, how to create rapport. And if you know me, I'd much rather, I would love to step back from doing a presentation and just go hang out with a client and talk with a client. And it gives you ideas on how to do that. Some people do it very naturally. Others need some guidance on that. And then you'll find that in this as well. You'll also find 10 or 11 ideas on whether it's phone calls you can have, blog posts, videos, anything like that. It's any sort of content that can be created or ideas. So look for that. And as I said earlier, majority of all sellers are not only confused, but are buyers, right? And we desperately need buyers in a market like this, which we're going to talk about shortly.
And this goes hand in hand with everything Glenn said, just building stronger relationship with your clients. This here is just a playbook to help you facilitate that.
Excellent. Okay. Who's had some mortgage frustrations or questions or things like that over the last little while? Probably everybody. I know I have, and I talk to our mortgage broker pretty much every week. So Nicole can't be with us today, but she did send a really great message and some really important information. So let's see what Nicole has to say for us. Maybe. We'll get to it.
Hi guys, Nicole here. I hope everyone's enjoying the day and the team meeting so far. I am so sorry that I could not be there with you guys today and hang out in person for the team meeting, but I wanted to make sure I at least jumped on here so that I could do a little video for you guys and at least equip you with the need to know that's going on in my world, in the finance world right now, so that way you're equipped for any conversations or questions you might have from your clients. So actually lots of things that have happened today just alone. So we're with respect to inflation, we had another announcement today, and we saw that the CPI inflation rate fell from 3.8 to 3.1. That's actually really good news, hopefully, because we're seeing that we're just hovering above that sort of Bank of Canada 2 to 3% neutral range that they're really hoping for and targeting for. So hopefully that's good news if we keep trailing in that same direction. Separate and apart from that, we also had the federal economic update today. Lots of good sort of tidbits of information in there and proposals within there as well. One of the main things is that you may have heard about this already, but there's a sort of reassurance that when it comes to switches and transfers at renewal, so where a client is literally just shopping around for a better rate and keeping everything the same, but just switching lenders, there has been reassurance there that there is not going to be or no longer a need to stress test those borrowers and those individuals. Currently, right now, that's just uninsured mortgages. There's going to continue to be a push for it to be both insured and uninsured. So that's really good news. Hopefully that does come to fruition on the uninsured side as well. And there was also another little tidbit of information that I found really, hopeful, providing, it's really put through. But that's concerning lenders being hopefully required to give borrowers a little bit more transparency earlier on in terms of the renewal rate options. So right now, lenders honestly have been really terrible and brutal with giving clients their renewal options. Before you used to get that, 30 days, at least 60 days. I have clients calling me on a regular basis right now that it's, we're already within 30 days and they're just barely now getting their options. So unless they're being proactive about that, the lenders are mailing things out a few weeks before and not giving clients nearly enough time to shop around, especially in the current environment. So there is looking like it's going to be a push, that they're at least going to need to start doing that minimum 4 to 6 months before, so that clients have a better time frame and more transparency around what those options are going to be so that they can look and shop around as well. So hopefully that's going to be a good push as well. So separate and apart from all of that, what I really am kind of excited to talk to you guys about is the fact that over the last couple weeks, and I say honestly, probably within the last maybe week and a half, 10 days, I have really seen a boost in consumer confidence. And so what I mean by that is just honestly, I've had a lot more deals land on my desk that have been from clients just sort of feeling better about things themselves and just kind of, coming back to the table and wanting to sort of move forward on things. It's been clients that have been kind of sitting there in pipeline for quite some time because they had put things on hold and just kind of, those timing the market kind of individuals and just a little bit hesitant. So I've seen a really big uptick in the last, like I said, week and a half, 2 weeks with clients on that side. And I think that's really coming from things just starting to feel a little bit better in terms of the information that's out there. We recently saw, and this is probably following this as well, we recently saw a really sort of big plunge in the government, the 5-year bond market, bond yield market, which impacts fixed rates. And so because of that, we've seen a really nice jump or decrease, I should say, in terms of the fixed rate. So pretty much across the board, we saw rate drops anywhere from, I'd say, even 20 to 40 basis points with some of the bigger players and some lenders across the board. So hopefully more will follow suit, but we're really starting to see that. And I think that a lot of clients, again, are getting a little bit more sort of assurance that the rest or the worst, so to speak, is over. And again, of course, we all know by now we can't guarantee anything, but I think there are just, quite a few indicators that things are definitely looking, to pick up and looking, a lot brighter, I should say. I think we talked a little bit about this last time as well, too, but if you continue to watch or listen to some of the economists, again, you guys know my favorite is Benjamin Tal. And so, again, a lot of good indications there that we're going to start to see some relief with respect to the Bank of Canada as well, earlier than expected. So, we were originally a few weeks ago starting to hear that it was going to be the latter part of 2024, so Q3, Q4, and now we're starting to hear that it could be, as early as potentially Q2. So again, keeping in mind that even if that is the case, things are going to be very gradual. I still think that it's just relief for a lot of borrowers, just to kind of start to feel that again there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think that's really all just helping that consumer confidence right now. So if you have any clients that have been sitting on the fence, as I'm sure we all do right now, honestly I think it's just a really good time to pick up the phone and just kind of check in on them and give them some of this information as well. Anybody who wants more details on anything I've just kind of mentioned, give me a call, shoot me a message. I'm happy to kind of go into a little bit more detail with you guys. But again, just kind of maybe share some of that slightly more positive news that we have with clients. And I think that we're slowly but surely getting there. So again, if you guys have any questions, I'm always call or message away. Hopefully I'll see you guys all soon, especially at the party on Friday as well. And we'll see you guys soon. Talk to you soon.
That's amazing. What I took out, and thank you, Nicole, obviously she's not here recorded. What I took out of that is obviously inflation is coming down. That has been the big push that the government is working on. We've seen that drop. Hopefully that continues and we can see a bit of relief on the interest rates. Because as we were talking earlier in our mastermind group that we didn't mic up on, the average person who owns a mortgage right now, they're still paying anywhere around 2.5. So they haven't really been hit by the hard numbers. Is everyone who's new to the buying market, they're really hit by it. If that were to continue, Canadians will really feel the squeeze. The goal is for us to never get there because it's scary. Like we mentioned, we're starting to see a lot of agents who are selling their own home because now they're on the water. And these are discussions we're having as a leadership team. What are things that we can tap into to help our agents? We mentioned this earlier, I was mentioning it to Mike. We're having conversations with a few of the banks that there are government grants available out there for business owners. If you have a PREC, it's easy for you to get some monies there. Some of it is interest-free loans that are available for 3 to 5 years. So we're going to be working on bringing someone to talk to the brokerage, because if you can get $100,000 interest-free loan and you don't have to pay anything for 3 or 5 years, at least that gets you out of this market. So these are conversations that we're having so that we can bring to you our realtor partners, because we know how challenging it is right now, and the goal is for us to survive this market.
Excellent news. Good stuff. Good stuff. With some of those funds, we might want to do some marketing. I was looking for the segue.
Beauty.
There we go. Reach out to Elite Marketing, our allied partner, for any marketing needs, or if you want some redesign on stuff or rebranding on some of your things, definitely reach out to Jen and her team. They are fabulous and can walk you through that process. Especially, I know we've had people join us from other brokerages in the past too, and we have some great tools for them. However, sometimes a rebrand is in line for that as well. So wherever you fit, reach out to Jen and her team. Absolutely. Good stuff. Okay, I will not stand on this soapbox for very long, but guys, 99 days, it's coming. Whether you like it or not, Realm is happening. And if you're not using it, we've warned you. For over a year now, at least over a year.
Help me understand this. I'm an agent here with Keller Williams Realty Centers. I haven't switched over to Realm because nobody likes change. What happens?
What happens is one day you won't be able to log into Stratus.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Okay.
And that day's coming in the end of February, I believe it is. Once you make that change, there's a little learning curve. And here's what I always say, and we won't stay here very long. Once you learn the workflows that you're doing in Stratus in Realm, it's a breeze. I get it. Until you learn those, it's frustrating. So if there's something, and we'll definitely have to host a couple more sessions in January, because I don't want our brokers to be the one that's left behind, especially now that I'm the ambassador for Terranet and Realm. That would be the worst thing. So my friends, I plead you, come with me on this journey. Okay.
Now you mentioned being the ambassador. And that there is obviously, it's a coveted position, right? Are you the only ambassador?
I am.
So there's not like one of 100.
No.
You're the only ambassador. And this opportunity came about because Gary was just posting online. He's posting on YouTube, he's posting online, he's putting himself out there, and an opportunity showed up where Rem and Terranet approached him because they saw his videos and said, hey, we need you to be our ambassador. These are the opportunities that real estate can create and just by videos can create. So, well done.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to... So what he just did is a little glimpse into something that we're doing in the new year about
Video marketing.
getting on a soapbox
Yes.
with a message and value.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. Okay, good stuff. Okay, events, of course, Friday. Friday is coming, and Friday is coming fast. Our holiday gala down in Aurora. Our broker vision, December 19th. Every year we do a little look back on all the great things we've done as a brokerage in this current year and what we get to look forward to in some of the new additions that we're doing for KW Realty Centers throughout 2024. Can't believe I'm saying that, 2024, but that's good. So watch out for that. That'll be online here December 19th.
Or maybe we might do
Maybe we're making
hybrid
things,
again.
Yeah,
we decide as we go along. We'll see.
You know what? I like the hybrid idea,
Yes,
and we
I
do a
like
little Christmas cheer along the way.
Yes.
How's that sound? Okay, cappers, my friends. This is always a good time for you as realtors. Not so great for Colin, but that's okay. Cappers, congrats to all these cappers in the last month. You can see here Nicole Armstrong, Wayne Clements, Mike Davenport, Charles Demise, Eli Paroff, Mike Russo, and Mr. Brian Samitz. Well done, my friends. Yes, sir. Good stuff, good stuff. Holiday Heroes. This is something we've done now for, I don't know how many years, but a lot of years.
Yep.
And if you're not familiar with what it is, reach out to our front desk. There's boxes down at our front desk where we can come and donate items to. If you need specific ideas, reach out to them because there are a couple of certain families.
Yeah, we're supporting a few families this year, and it has the stories of each of the families. One family might have 3 kids. They're looking for these things for Christmas. Sometimes it's something as simple as just picking up a little car at Walmart, wherever you shop, and just drop it in the box. Something so simple can make a big difference in a child's life. As real estate agents, we're blessed in this profession, and we're going to continue to be receiving a lot of blessings. If we can bless other people along the way, you know, it's a win-win.
Well said. Well said. Good stuff. You know me, I love, you know us, we love podcasts.
Podcasts.
But there's one that just started, and I just started listening to it, and I messaged Jason Abrams. If you don't know who Jason Abrams is, he is the Director of Business Development for KWRI. And whenever he's on stage, I always tune up and listen because I always love his message. He's hosting a new podcast based on MREA, and there are 3 or 4 episodes in now. It is outstanding. I love it. It was so good. I had to message him to say how great it was. Here's a little snippet or a little video.
Jason Abrams here. Everyone knows that I love to talk. It's a gift, but I also love to listen.
The word millionaire is a placeholder for maximum.
We're having conversations with the best and the busiest.
Balance your time in a fierce way.
The biggest personalities making the biggest impact.
If an elephant's going to appear in the room, put the elephant in the room yourself, and now the elephant is no longer a problem.
The craziest and the coolest.
I got on my horse and sold American greeting cards door to door.
On a horse?
Yeah, on a horse.
It's about passion, strategy, and above all, it's about real, tangible success. How many homes is your team going to sell this year?
My expansion team will sell about 1,700, 1,800.
Buckle up. This is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Podcast, coming October 23rd on Apple, Google, Spotify, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
The moment Gary listened to that podcast, he called me. He's like, you need to listen to this podcast. I was like, Gary, I'm like 5 podcasts in already on different podcasts that you recommended. But he was super excited about it that right away I switched over. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I like it. And it's not your typical conversational podcast, right? I can see people that have listened to it nodding. There's some really cool breakdowns, the way he breaks it down and talks about some of the comments, has some reflection on some of the conversations throughout the podcast. He's an excellent interviewer, and the guests are outstanding. And that's where I got introduced to Phil M. Jones. If you don't know who that is, you need to write his name down and look him up now. He is now one of my favorite people to listen to. A, because he's English, and I'm always got a soft spot for English accents, but incredibly bright, incredibly bright. Okay, let's do this.
Yep.
Let's do this. How's the market? Okay, I have a question, 2 questions up here. Is our market shifting, or has our market shifted?
It's still shifting, I think. Well, because that's what I'm getting from a lot of people, and then they're saying it shifted. So there's still so much uncertainty. So what are your thoughts?
Yes. I gotta sit on the fence. No, I think, and we're gonna so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at some stats, me and stats, and we're gonna break them down a little bit. We're gonna look at some information and analyze that information. And what I found the other day also is the key factors or the true tells if we've hit rock bottom. And we're going to kind of red light, green light. Have we hit it? Yes. Have we hit it? No. And look for some of those things. We're going to talk about that. And then also to sum it all up, Colin and I are not going to sum it up. We reached out to Gary Keller, and he actually put something together for us.
All right.
So we're good. We're good. Okay. Let's talk about something local here. And I did this last month, and this is good. We're going to do it again. This is Newmarket stats. We're just going to look at Newmarket. As of yesterday, we can see that we have 142 active listings for detached homes, right? It's a lot of listings. Leslie's like, oh my gosh, she's worked this Newmarket area for a long time. She knows. That'd be great if we had 140 some odd sales. We'd be pretty excited about this, right? But you can see here, we have approximately 20. And the way I look at this, if I look at the next week or so, we should have about another 7-ish sales. Takes us to 27, 28 properties. If I use that 28 properties sold, detached homes, you can see on screen here that there's 4.5 months worth of inventory as it stands right now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Why is it a lot? Because we've not been there in a long time, right?
So you're saying 20 homes. We're what? Today's the 20. Yesterday was the 21st, right? So Newmarket has sold 1 home a day this month.
Detached home, yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I remember times Newmarket would sell 20 homes a day.
Yeah. It's
a different market.
It's a different market, and it's a different market we have to have a different mindset for.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
I have a question. I'm following it too, but I don't see like a crazy decrease in price. Like I see they take long, but it's not like a crazy deal.
Yes. Good. So let me repeat that, and we're going to address that in a little bit here. We've seen this 4+ months of inventory, and pricing's come down slightly, but not that drop where things are going to sell. And perhaps some of these homes, if we looked at the 20 there, those ones that have sold, apart from location and things like that, and maybe some unique opportunities, maybe those are the ones that have really set the new bar. So if it was average price in Newmarket, I don't know it. I should know it off the top of my head. Let's say it was 1.3. People are hanging on to that, but it should be 1.2. We need to get to there, right? And we're going to talk about that in just a second here. Just a second. Okay, going on next. I did this last month, Broker Bay showings. Now this is really easy to pull these stats from Broker Bay if you don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll do a little video. I think I've done one, but I'll make sure that you have access to it. And then I just put it in a little chart like this. Again, this is for, you can see here for detached homes. Of course, we have 142 listings. These are the showings by day on those homes. So what was this?
What was happening on those days?
What was there? I want to be on those days. The weekend, pretty easy, right? This is interesting though, and somebody remind me to pull this stat at the end of the month, because I want to know what happens this way as we get into the end of December here. Why I like showing this stat, especially at a time where there's not a lot of movement, especially with seller clients, is even on our best day. What's our best day? 109. How many listings are there?
142.
142. Somebody's. Didn't even get in weekend showings, Dina. You're absolutely right. And it just helps to set the expectation from the seller's perspective. That's why these brokers base stats are really, really important when you're sitting down and with your seller clients. And I know a lot of us have seller clients right now, either thinking about coming to market or we're holding on to inventory and they're actually on the market, right? So these are good conversations to have.
And we know during these times is when you're not just talking to your sellers once a week. You're almost talking to them some every day or every other day. If you can get this, how to pull this stats now, so every one of our agents can see this, and now they can take this now to their clients. It will, now you're speaking intelligently and you're speaking smart. Stevie.
These stats are also really good to show on the buying end as well. We
Yeah.
just held a first time home buyer seminar, and we showed them these exact stats just to give them perspective on the market from a buyer's point of view, to show them like this is where the opportunity is.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
It's good on both ends.
Repeat it.
Excellent. Yeah, Stevie, excuse me, Stevie's mentioned that not only for sellers, that these are excellent stats for buyers. Again, to set that expectation, because in a fast-moving market, we got to move fast as buyers. In a slower-moving market, you never want to just say, we got time. But information is key, right?
Yes.
This is valuable information. And this is available right across Toronto Real Estate Board. In fact, wherever Broker Bay is being used, it's available. As realtors, we need to know about 95% of all listings go through Broker Bay booking. The other portion goes through the other one. Showing time. That's it. Showing time. So just always understand what your numbers are. Are we done?
That's our cue.
That's our
chain slide.
Yeah, chain slides. Okay. Number of souls. Okay, this is really what Mike and Colin and I talked about for an hour almost. What are we looking at here, Gare? This is a lot. Let me just. I'm going to change screens here if I can. Let me see if I can do this and if I can do this. There we go. Because I want you to see this. Okay, this is going back to year 2000, and the green indicates the number of sold properties on the Toronto Real Estate Board every year. The blue indicates the valuation of those properties. Everyone's with me? Good. The conversation over the last several months has been what? The number of sales has been down year over year here on Toronto Real Estate Board. And you can see right here, we're sitting at about 65,000 properties. That will be the lowest that we've had. And I'm sure if we went back farther than 2000, it would be there. But it kind of puts us into 2001, 2002 category. Right? And there's some economic fundamentals that get really, really stressed when we have the number of sales that we have. And I'll explain that comment in just a minute. What I want you to kind of focus in on is a couple of things here. Is if this is where we're at, would you say, do we dare use the word that we've had a market crash? Market correction, is that a safer word?
Let's use that. Okay. Nobody wants a crash.
I never said crash, so we'll hit delete on that. Market correction. Mike, you and I had this conversation earlier. When was the last market correction that we had? Year. What was the year? 2008. Right? That was the last. And I'm not talking about real estate. I'm talking about financial.
Yes.
Right? Because real estate, although in Canada it's a big component of it, it's just one component, one pillar. We've had a financial correction in this year. And we're going to talk about when is that bottom in just a slide for now. But in 2008, you can see it right here. What happened the next year? Number of sales. What happened the next year with the number of sales? It went up. And in fact, I have the numbers here because I didn't want to forget them. 2008, we had approximately 74,000 sold properties. More than we're going to have this year, most likely, unless we have a killer December, and I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully I'm wrong.
Stranger things have happened.
74,000. And in 2009, we had almost 87,000 solds.
That's a huge increase.
You see where I'm going? Guess what? That's a 17% increase year over year. Or let's see if I can, maybe if I do this, it'll come out a little bit better. Or I have it here, it's approximately 13,000 more sold properties. More sold? That's my English. 13,000 properties sold. That's an increase. Who wants a piece of that?
Of course. Yeah.
But what does each, yeah, I can see you, I got you. Here's my point. What's one property? It's two ends, right? 99 cents, except for the ones you double end, my man. Yeah, I got you, but it's still an end. That's 26,000 properties, or ends, sorry, that who wants a piece of?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going? Yes, we've had a market correction, but the following year, and it's not going to happen in January. Probably not going to happen into March, and it's probably starting to happen that spring market, right? Yes, Carla, that spring market. And there's a lot of I would love to feel that we're going to get a 17% increase in the number of sales. It wouldn't surprise me if we do, because this is such a low year for selling properties. What's happening, and we talked about it, and Nicole talked about it when you talked about it too. Mortgages are coming up for renewal. There are people that are going to have to sell based for financial reasons, but there are people that are going to have to buy for financial reasons, right?
And every economist that we've heard over the last couple of months, most of them are saying we're seeing an increase come mid next year. And this is just in line with that. Hopefully we're all right. The fundamentals indicates that. It's just time will tell. But it's something that we need to be prepared for, because we know when a change like this happens, it happens in an instant. And we saw when 2009, I remember purchasing an investment property in 2008. It was quiet, and then there were multiples all over again. And if you weren't ready, you didn't have enough sellers in the pipeline, you can miss an entire year. That will be your greatest year.
Yeah, we were chatting earlier about my investment properties, right? In 2008, and I want you to take this as an example. You mentioned investment properties. 2008, 2009. I can't remember the specific number, but it was approximately 10 investment properties I bought in those 12 months. So that became an incredible opportunity for me and my partners. We're going to see that again. Because we're going to look at the fundamentals of when we hit the bottom. And I said I would come back to this comment. Economically or foundationally, we need properties to sell for our financial stability of Canada.
Yes.
Not only stability of the Toronto region, and that number, we need to see a number of approximately 85,000 properties being sold every year. And you can see that we kind of hit that in here. That circle's way too big. We're in here. In kind of those 2011s to 16-ish, that's when our economy is moving very nicely. Because what happens, the ripple effect, and this has been a report now from Trev for several years, when one home sells, it approximately injects $60,000 into the local economy.
Yep.
Think about it. I buy a home.
Taxes.
There's the tax base on it. There's also, I kind of think this home needs new bathrooms. I go to Home Depot, I hire my tradesman, and there's that ripple effect, right? There's so many auxiliary components that go with buying a property. So I'm not going to do the math in my head right now because that would be terrible. But if we hover at about 65,000 and we're missing 20-ish thousand properties that are selling, 20,000 times 60,000, that's probably easy math, but I'm not going to try and do it. Somebody do it for me. That's a lot of money not in the local economy, right? That's where we need to get back to. Mm-hmm. And it probably will take about a year and a bit to get back there. When it's over 100 and 122,000 the 1 year, is way too much because you can see what it does to the valuations. What's a fair number to see appreciation? Stevie, you're right, 5%.
I remember I was budgeting 4.5% for every investment property.
Yeah.
And now we went crazy. It's now 10%. It's 18%. That is that sweet spot that most likely will come back to. and that's a healthy increase. And with a well-oiled machine, a well-oiled economy, it's around that 85,000 transactions. Most likely we'll get back up there early. Well, we're guesstimating next year.
Yeah, and that 85,000 is for Toronto Real Estate Board. I'd have to research what that number is for all of Ontario, but that's where it's at. Good stuff. Okay, so what are the market indicators that we have hit the bottom or are at the bottom? And this will be like a red light, green light. Economic indicators. First of all, our GDP has to come down a little bit. Our inflation numbers have to come down a little bit, which we just learned did yesterday. Interest rates need to just stabilize and come down a little bit. Employment, interestingly enough, has to go up for inflation to go down. It's one of those weird economic fundamentals. We're kind of unsure still what's going on there, so I'll do a little red dot on that one. Yes or no? Do we see increased inventory levels?
Yes.
Check. Good. Yes or no? Days on market, or when my daughter read this, DOM increased. days on market, has it increased? Yes. Okay. Next one. Home prices stabilize.
I don't know.
See, AJ's like, whatever. I don't know on this one either. I think we got some movement, especially to your comment earlier, Carla. We got sellers hanging on to some pricing, and that's obviously increasing days on market, right? So we can talk about that a little bit. Reduced bidding wars?
Absolutely.
I like this interaction. This is fun. What's next? Price reductions on listings.
Every day.
Every day now. Every day I'm shuffling. Every day I'm pricing. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. What do we got next? Buyer negotiating power. Yes. All right. You better be negotiating. What's next? Local market factors. What do you mean, Gare? We're starting to see just in the last couple of months, local municipalities like I can think of the Stouffville mayor, the Guelph mayor, most likely the Newmarket mayor, hosting roundtables for how to increase affordability, affordable housing, things like that. Those are just the early earmarks of what this comment is. So yes, we can kind of say yes to this one. This last one, government intervention. Pardon?
Yes.
Yes. No. I put kind of like the mind-blowing because it's important, because whenever that happens, government intervenes. It kind of goes one way to, like, government doesn't intervene because the pendulum is in the middle. It's always off to one side, and they try and bring it right back to the other side. Like, as an example, I was mentioning to the guys earlier, something that's kind of flying under the radar in Toronto is their land transfer taxes are going up significantly January 1st. For a certain select few. That's the quote.
Yes.
Meaning, you got it,
There
Christy.
you go.
You're in the know. You know what's what. For homes that sell over $3 million, there's going to be an additional land transfer tax for those homes, and it increases incrementally, providing the valuation of that home. Which, to say, if you sold your house today in January at $3 million in Toronto, it cost you just approximately $122,000 in land transfer tax. Wow. One of our colleagues, but one of people we look up to in the Toronto market, Richard Silver, he said the last time that Toronto had an increase like this, the burbs got a little bump. The 905 got a little bump. Now, I would love to work in the $3 million mark all day, and I will, if anyone's wondering. Well, we're going to see some of those home buyers come up here.
Of course.
And there is, I forget the number, I wish I knew the number. It's into the thousands, approximately 25 or 3,000 or more homes listed above $3 million in Toronto, just Toronto.
So that's a lot of properties that are being, and when is that taken in effect?
January 1st, Happy New Year.
They always do that to you while you're celebrating.
Yeah. Yeah, the tiers are publicized. I'll see if I can get that for you. Yeah, the tiers are publicized. But it's just kind of flying under the radar, right? This is something the new mayor implemented, the new mayor of Toronto implemented back in September, I think. And it's just some of those little, I always use the term ripple effect, but it's going to ripple into the 905 or outside of that, right?
So now let me ask you this, Gear. A home priced at 3.2, the seller is aware of that, the buyer is aware of that. Do you think we're going to start to see a little price a decrease in price in Toronto?
I think we're going to see a lot of homes priced at $299. Right? Wouldn't you, Dina?
Right away, because that's how our mind works as realtors. $299, there's no extra land transfer tax there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing lots of that.
There's going to be a gap between 3 million and probably 3,334. There's, right? Wouldn't you say? It'll be interesting to see. So, I mean, what do we have here? If all of these were green, I'd say we hit the bottom. But obviously, we're heading into an area of the time of the year, where things do slow down a little bit. We also have one more what from the government? Rates. And let's do rate announcement.
And that is on December 6th, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have a rate increase.
Rate announcement.
Rate announcement. Yeah. So there's just some, I don't want to say uncertainty, but perhaps some unknowns, right? Our words and our language have tremendous power when we're talking to our clients. And so let's wait and see what December 6th looks like. And I firmly believe we're going to have another hold. Yeah, Carla, good. I like it. Who agrees with that? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
We're in unanimous. We feel it's going to be another hold because of inflation numbers are down a little bit and so forth. And things seem to be stabilizing from a spending perspective. It is a strange time of year because this is typically when we do spend a lot because of Christmas, right? And holidays. So January visa bills may look a little different from that perspective. But I think, and I mentioned this earlier, I think it's that spring market will really feel like, it won't be gangbusters, but it might feel like that because we've been so quiet.
Yeah.
All I know is
buckle up.
We want to be
talking to your clients.
We want to be part of that 20-ish, 26,000 increase in property sales, right?
Yes.
Or ends. Good stuff. We will be. I like it. I like it, my friends. Okay, good stuff. So what can we do in a shift? Well, like I said, we reached out to Gary Keller. He put together, I think it's 5 things we can do in a shift. So let's just hear what Mr. Gary Keller has to say about that.
In the end, it's a numbers game, right? I mean, when you say more, that means more number. It means if you used to have to contact 10 people in order to get a piece of business, you might have to contact 17 people. And if it takes you an extra hour to actually connect with 7 more people a day, you're going to have to do an extra hour work a day. Isn't that the simple truth about a shift? It doesn't matter when you buy, it matters when you sell. So the reality is, if you're going to hold a home for at least 7 or 8 years, don't worry about it, because historically, from the top to the bottom, back to the top, doesn't last more than like 7 years. Right? That whole graphic on the 4% trend line, in my mind, is everything. That's all you need to show someone, and they go, well, should I buy or sell? Say, look, here's the deal. It doesn't matter when you buy, it matters when you sell. And it's not the fault of the real estate. So just remember that if you buy in any market, other than the lucky market, you need to lose that memory fast. The bad thing about a great market is it makes you lazy on your skills. You're handling business, which in itself can be extremely stressful and challenging, but at the same time, it also allows you to get away from the need to master some skills. In the kind of market that we saw the last 4 years, real estate almost felt like an ATM to everybody, right? I buy it and it just ching, out comes money fast, right? People bragging about, yeah, I bought it, man, I've already made money. That's a moment in history. Ignore that ever happened. Forget that ever happened. That's never happened before in the history of time. Well, when people talk about a shift, having been in this business for 40-something years, there's a gift in the shift. It may not be making more money in the moment, but the opportunities to build your business in such a way that when the shift settles and begins to come out, your business looks completely different. If you can have that foresight, man, it can be an amazing opportunity.
Thank you now.
Thank you now.
Okay. It's good that when Gary McGowan calls Gary Keller, he picks up. So those are 4 simple things that he pointed out that any of us can focus on. I made a note that we'll make sure this video gets sent out to every one of our agent partners. And what I would also like to include, and we're going to talk to Nicole to see if we can get her video as well to send out to our agents, because now as an agent you don't have to now go re-explain that. You can even just share that with some of your clients so that they're hearing it directly from a professional in the industry. So that's it.
That's it, my friends. Lots going on in the market. In a sense, there is opportunity. Right? That's today's message. Yeah, there's been doom and gloom. And if you read Twitter and you go down the Twitter hole, you would think that our market's about to blow up and just fall apart. And there's some truth to that, but also look for the opportunity. If everyone's looking that way, what do we, like the Gary Keller and the Buffalo, and go against this, charge the storm, right?
Yeah.
Go the opposite direction. And if today's message is anything, look for that opportunity. We have it. And use the resources that we have to add value to your clients. My friends, that's it. We'll see everybody Friday night. Thank you for being here, and thanks to see you online.
And thanks to our studio audience. Thank you very much.